So.
Sorry, accident.
What the hell?
Nice accident, sorry. Bye.
This is a great start.
At the office, we're filming, sorry.
Hi, I'm Jason Butler. I was the director on Street Ballet.
Hi, I'm Jake Burnett. I was the director of photography on Street Ballet.
So I'm Pablo McPhee, and I'm the producer of Street Ballet.
So I'm Indiana Hamilton Brown. I've been the sound recordist and the sound designer for this film.
Oh, God. Tell us about the wood.
No, the wood's cool, man. Let's go. The wood's on the way. The wood is on the way.
Definitely time to come back.
Talking about wood. Way back in April, it was suggested by Keith Rodway, who runs Trash Can Film Festival, that Nina Summers from Screen South should have a conversation with one of us from Respond Academy around some of our young people getting involved in the Spark initiative, which is part of Ignition Random Acts. So
myself and Jason sat down, wrote up a little idea. That's all it was at that time. So just put a little story idea together and just sort of throw it up, get an email going, send that out, and see what happens.
After we sent that pitch off, we actually went to the local skate bowl and we filmed some test shots, which it was just on our little camera, our little Canon camera, and it's nothing final. It's just to show them what we had in mind, and that was based off an old project that we'd done for someone else, where I'd done some skating indoors, and I thought it just looked pretty cool, so I reappropriated that for this project. So I had one skateboarder in mind for the whole film. Now that's Toby Shaw. I went to school with Toby Shaw, and I used to skate with him years ago, and he's always just been on another level of skateboarding compared to everyone else at the skate park. I don't know how he done it, but his tricks just look so much better. They look professional. But yeah, at one point, because we'd been sort of bottlenecked into this tiny deadline, we got 1 weekend to film, and that was a major stress, because we had to do it all in one day in the end. But Toby Shaw almost wasn't free, and at that point, when I heard we might have to find another skateboarder, I sort of just wanted to give up, because he was the whole reason why I was inspired to do it. For me anyway, personally, I wanted to film him skateboarding, and if he wasn't going to be involved, it felt like I had to send him a message saying, oh, if you can't make it, we're going to have to cut you out the film. And it felt like I'd shot the family dog. It was quite upsetting. I didn't want to have to say that to him, but luckily he was in the film in the end, so it didn't come to that.
Well, the project's been very stressful. There's felt like a lot of paperwork and stuff we normally don't do. Really took the fun out of it. But at the same, Pablo has really helped, because we've dealt with a lot of annoying stuff. He's absorbed a lot more than we have. So it would have been a lot more stressful if Pablo wasn't involved. So.
Yeah, in saying that, it seemed like there was a lot of paperwork to do with Street Ballet and the whole process. But for us, all the paperwork made sense. Every single bit of it made sense to me, as in being able to comply with full broadcast production. So my view was, as much of it as possible that I could get you guys to do, or the guys making the film to do, I would be able to. And the only time, or the time when I would step in, would be if I felt like it was way too stressful, unnecessarily, or I felt like you guys were struggling. And so that's how we proceeded. So there were certain bits of paperwork right from the outset that you guys never saw.
It's a big day, so we're meant to stay. The equipment's arrived. So, what we've got here is the beer. The real deal is we've got a Sony FS7. It's a beast. This is massive. We've got our Pentax 50mm on here. It looks absolutely tiny on this, because Usually you'd use like a big cine lens that you'd have like a big follow focus. Like it would fit it basically. Like even the lens that Jason's using, which is it's a big L lens. It looks big on the camera. He's shooting on the Sony A7S. On here it still looks tiny. So this actually does look quite ridiculous. There we go. Oh, it's on. Right. So we last used this in slow motion, didn't we? So I'm going to have to set that to 25 FPS. One complaint I've got about this camera straight off the bat is the menu system is slow. It lags. That's not what you want. You want a responsive menu system. So over the past few weeks we've been ramping up to do the final project, which we're shooting in 2 days on Sunday. Where the hell has it gone? Well, anyway, we're going to be shooting S-Log, whatever we're going to shoot in here, which is the same as what we're shooting on this camera, so we can compare the two. And I'll actually shoot this in 4K, I think. We haven't tried this in 4K yet. So we've got here is a remarkable bit of kit. We've only got it for 2 days, but it's going to do the job. I'm just look here, it says it's got GPS. I don't know why I care about that. But literally just there on the handle. So it doesn't work. So for the film we rented out a Sony FS7, which is this big broadcast camera. I like the camera. One gripe I had with the camera was, you know, you're paying out a lot of money. It's an expensive camera, and a lot of it was set to automatic. You know, I want full control of my options, but you know, it does have a lot more options than your conventional filming camera.
It's quite easy for me because as I was just doing sound, a lot of the film, as you'll see when it comes out, is primarily music and sound design, and also there's not so much Foley or sound recording from the actual day. There's a little bit, but not a lot. So my role on the day was more to assist and just to help ensure things flowed smoothly with the actors, producers, cameramen. So there's a lot of people on set and not so many people actually filming. So it was quite difficult just to keep the balance right and not make sure it's not too much of a pressure on the people who were, in a sense, working on the day. So for me, it was a lot of sort of sitting around, just keeping an eye, basically, just keeping things simmering gently and just trying to make as many helpful inputs as possible. Not too many suggestions, just inputs.
The artists, the talent that you were working with were both happy with the way that they were treated and everything. It was like brilliant. That was really impressive. That's what I thought on the day. It was like, you've set yourself this, and you kept to it. We did have to do certain things, like we had lunch on the go. We stopped for twice, I think, stopped 3 times throughout the whole day. But we only stopped twice. One of them was like a little tea break, 2 lunches, and 1 proper lunch. But it did actually just keep going like a train, and it was very, very efficient, which is reflected in the look, and the fact that we got all the shots in that we wanted to get.
Popped in slightly, but yeah, you'd be there.
I'm thinking maybe have literally one here, kind of line going that way, and then we can give you like a sort of like rim light to the side of the head, maybe give you more pop, like it'd be more out, like more outline.
Yeah.
Or if we put the light on the other side, it'll kind of fill in the darkness on that side of the face. Whereas you're quite lit all the way to about here most of the time, so it doesn't really matter. I'm going to try this. I reckon this will be interesting. If not, we'll try something else.
I just want to see what the lighting looks like.
So I just want to know how much difference that's making. I feel like it could be handy because it's sort of I'm hoping it's basically going to illuminate this back.
You do look
side. Pretty
sweet right now. Oh yeah, there was an argument on set, but I won't go into that.
I yelled at one.
Yeah, so when it came to editing, we had some issues with the FS7's video files actually. Well, me personally, it just kept crashing my computer out, so we had to do it on a different machine. we did end up solving that problem. We've edited it now.
Right, see ya.
Later.
So we're going to do an iMac unboxing.
No. Where the fuck are we going to put it? Fuck. Let's get the shit out of me. The screen just moved. I thought I'd ripped it off for a second.
Seen it? We've upgraded. We just get to live Macs.
Jason was the editor, and he sort of put together quite a few edits in the end. And then I just sort of wasn't really happy with it. So I felt like I just wanted to sesh it and have a go at it. And, you know, again, we needed more time on the edit. It's another strict deadline we had to keep to.
The deadline's come forward a bit for me because I was hoping to have a week to do the sound after the first visual lock-in, so that's when the edit has been finalised in its visual stage, so it's not going to change from now, but last we have tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and that's all and last. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, for me it hasn't been the easy process. It's not, I haven't been maybe as inspired as I might be creating my own compositions, just purely because obviously the film's been changing a lot as we've been going on. Many revisions, many changes, so now that it's static, in a way this is my chance just to really go for it for this moment, and I feel like it's going to go well. I hope it goes well. That's the main thing for me. It's hard to say, but obviously when you see this video, you'll be able to judge for yourself how well or not well it's gone. And I believe in a way, we've got most of it done. Like we've got the main music for the sequences, we need some sound effects, some whooshes and swishes as they might be technically called, and just a few finishing touches in a sense. Like we've got the menus there, we just need those little bits of flair, I suppose.
I like the music that Indiana's made. Yeah, I guess when we interviewed Indiana, it was before he'd actually done it, but it turned out he only had that weekend to make it, so it's just been riddled with strict deadlines, this film, and I guess it's helped us get it done, but maybe it could have been better.
So on the 14th of December, me and Indiana are going to go to Montclair and do some grading with a professional grader. And as I'm red and green colourblind, I can't really do the grading. So I can give advice, but I can't really be trusted, so I really need Indiana to be there for that.
50% extra wings every Wednesday, oh my god. I'm imagining a possibly slightly nostalgic, or not, I'd say film-esque, not filmic, if that makes sense. Like, sort of evoking those positive memories of certain like skate films, certain interesting bits, basically reminding that sort of warm American nostalgia of, say, like California, the 70s, just that kind of thing, but not in an overly kitsch way. We're not about that, as you probably know if you watch the rest of the documentary. Captain's log, day 1 of 1. We arrived and there appears to be no exit. We've lost one man, the cameraman, to asbestos. It was a shame, but there was very little we could have done other than tell him not to go there. But, you know, space.